What up, everybody? It's your girl, Dawn Michaud, and I'm with the amazing YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
All right, Dawn. So, you've been working on this Golden Heart project. It was supposed to actually release, around now, but you got this distribution deal. What do you think kind of led to you getting that distribution? Do you think it was the strength of the EP, and how big was it for you?
I think getting this distribution deal had a lot to do with not only the EP going on #1, but I think the numbers of followers that we accumulated along the way. Like, it went from 200,000 people to like 1 million in a matter of seconds, and I thought something was broke. I just couldn't believe. And it wasn't just Twitter. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm talking about our videos. I'm talking about everything. It was just an access of people who just started, like, for example, being in this show with SOBs. Every song people were singing, songs that, I mean, you think or you don't, but they were there. They were with me. They were repeating those words, and it means that the internet and what we've done social media has really helped us. And I think with those numbers, we became attractive to a lot of different people, from labels to distribution. I'm just very picky.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tell us no. A lot of people don't believe in us, or a lot of people, whatever the case may be, they tend to not support. And I just feel like this company not only supported, but they offered something more. And that's what I was looking for, someone to love it just as much as I did. And we haven't even put out an album yet. So if someone to back you off of an EP is a bold move. You know what I mean? That's like reminiscent, like I say all the time, it's more reminiscent of rappers. Like when you see Drake will make $1 million off a mixtape and then get a deal. You know what I mean? That's something massive, those numbers. But rarely in R&B do you see a female artist, coming out of it, getting that much support with no background. Usually you have to present the product. This is a beautiful girl. She looks this. This is how much money we're going to put in her outfits, wardrobe, everything. We're going to give her the best writers in the game, the best producers in the game, and that's how you're going to love them. They're going to write you a #1 record. We don't even have a record on the radio. When we went #1, we didn't even have a feature. We didn't have a cosign. So we're putting videos out on BET with no label, and I think that's something that we're excited about, and I think the distribution, I think they were excited about that, and that made them like, they always say the first story we tell them, we say, how are you doing it? We go into publishers' offices and they're like, how are you doing this? Like, we thought you were signed. We thought you had a deal. We thought you had a publishing deal. And you're like, no, we don't.
Yeah, it's definitely huge. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
So, the EP you had, the sound was very progressive. It was like a new age of R&B, and it was a huge success. So, do you think the sound of Golden Heart's going to be an extension of that sound-wise?
Yeah, it is. And I think, you'll hear it more and more as you go. And I think it's interesting, even on stage at SOBs today. It's difficult for bands to follow because it changes 4 to 5 times on the record. And I think they were like, oh, chord progression, oh, okay, because we hadn't played the records for them. And I think that's something I'm excited about. I was upset because, you always want to be perfect and you want people to follow you. But now thinking about it, that makes me excited. That means we're pushing people. They can't catch it. You can't predict the next chord change. And we're always trying to step our game up every time we deliver. So you'll see with Golden Heart a continuation of Amaran, but an evolution of Amaran. If you kind of check our track record, or even mine, like, it's never been the same twice. From Danity Kane, from Danity Kane to Welcome to the Dollhouse, huge transition. From Welcome to the Dollhouse to Dirty Money, extreme transition. From Last Train to Paris to A Telltale Heart, totally different thing. A Telltale Heart to Amaran, but it's never decreasing. It's always pushing you to the next level. And that's me being bored, you know what I mean? I can't make you fall, and I don't ever want anybody to be able to feel like they can mimic it. I want people to turn on the radio and say, oh, that's Dawn. I hear it, I know it, that's her sound.
And you've got the single out, 86. It definitely has that 80s vibe to it, a whole fresh sound like you were mentioning. Just talk about the creation of the song.
I grew up, I definitely wasn't in my time. It wasn't, Phil Collins wasn't when I was a kid and I was growing up listening to him. But I've had a family. My father's a musician. My brother's really educated in music. I just loved what Prince, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, I loved the sound. It was so ridiculously disrespectful. It was so different. And it was eerie. I felt like it was uncomfortable. It was spacey almost. It was a vibe. And I wanted to create a record sonically that had that sound,
right.
but put a soulful vocal on it. Because when you think of Phil and Peter, they're they kind of lay in the record. It's never too much. It's always just beautifully put in. I kind of wanted to push people by doing more vocal on a record that was more 80s,
right.
you know, more 80s influenced, and what came out was something really beautiful. And I wanted it to be naked. People had heard me, they always complain, oh, auto-tune, and you don't really know her vocal. No auto-tune, no nothing, just raw vocal and,
right.
and lyrics.
Definitely. Yeah. So, you know, coming out of two groups, Danity Kane, of course, and the Dirty Money, did you feel like there was a need to reintroduce yourself? And do you feel like you've been able to do that with the EP?
I feel like I'm reintroducing myself every time I get out there. You know, people, it's hard to persuade people these days. And it seems like the more you do your best and the more you put out and you try to show people something new, the more they reject it.
Right.
You know, and I really don't understand it, but I think I love the challenge, you know, so I'm consistently reinventing myself. I'm consistently reintroducing myself to people every day, and that's fine.
Right.
I like it. I like you. I love you to doubt me. I love you to hate on me, because it just proves that my work isn't done yet.
Cool. Just to wrap it up, you know, your debut album back in 2005, been a while.
Wow.
What do you remember most about creating the album?
That it was that long ago. That was a different thing. When people are always like, that was your first solo album. What people don't even know is I was on a label when that record came out. So I wasn't even independent. And that was me and my dad. People love that record. I have no idea why. No idea why. Wow. It was the worst ever. You know, I was like 10. I don't know. It was awful. But I think the writing was dope, and I think that was when I felt like records like Drowning and Jezebel, people remember those records. I was writing in like the third person, and I was like 16 writing those records. So it was a different vibe. But Lord, let's not ever bring that up again if you could do that, because we don't need to see that side of it.
Okay, no, I just love to hear the history.
Oh my God, who were we thinking? Jesus.
But it's always cool to hear the history of where an artist come from. So just like to get that
it was
sound.
My dad. It was keyboard. Even his beats came off that. What is it? What's the silver piano? The motif.
Yeah.
Came off the motif.
Crazy.
The pikadoon, pokakoon, those beats came from there, and it was, oh my God.
Wow. Very cool. So that's all we got. Anything you'd like to add? The
album comes out January 15th, 2013. Go to darmshartumblr.com. Every video, everything you have. We've got some great things coming for you guys. We'll be all in stores. We're going to be doing in stores. We're going to come into every city. We're going to be worldwide distributed. So make sure you look at the blog, darmsharblog.com, and put it out there. 86 is on iTunes. Support it. Just get it. It's magical. And then the second, the B side of the first single to come out is Riot, and that's coming next. So get excited, man. Get excited. I think people will be pleasantly surprised if you let me into your world.